my content is not for everyone, and I say it respectfully. Today is currently November 18th, 2025. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential. My content is not for everyone. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I say what I said. Stop the violence. Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. You far from ahead to elevate, elevate. You matter, you worthy. You matter, you worthy. You a miracle. They try to dim your light. Don't dim your light, neighbor, neighbor. They try to send you spell work. Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. Far from ahead, neighbor, 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 neighbor. Catch your blessings. We all don't pray the same, but you matter, you're worthy. Always be yourself and not much attention. Stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Always be yourself with no misintentions. You know, gang stalking is real, so it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. You know, individuals will monitor your phone. You know, they will hack your device, your accounts, your emails, even project sport on you, even try to cause confusion in your life to rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially, or even project a hate crime towards you. It doesn't matter, they tags, bracket, regardless if they came from poverty, pain, or not at the end of the day. You know, when an individual doesn't want you to prosper in life, they're moving all different tags at the end of the day and different, subjects just to dim your light. It doesn't matter who they have going against you at the end of the day, just to dim your light. Never give up on yourself, and I say it respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, they monitor your every move from the time that you walk out your household. They gang stalk you. They monitor your mail, your packages, your emails. They hack your accounts and then try to paint you to be mentally unstable because they're trying to control the narrative as to who you are, as to something that you're not at the end of the day. Always be yourself. I would never hurt myself regardless of who has me shadow banned or who's gang stalking me. You know, I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman is threatening my life. And I say that respectfully, or a child. Today is currently November 18th, 2025, and it's currently 10:18 p.m. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. No, I have the truth on me, God darn it. You know, my content and violence. Okay, no, I have the truth on me. You know, entertainment purposes only. No, I have the truth on me. You ever been minding your business, minding your business? No, I have the truth on me. You ever decide to say, you know what, I'm changing my life for all the right reasons? You know, folks will try to benefit off of you because you understood faith is different. You know, reflects they can relate to. Hold on one second, be comfortable in your own skin. You got neighbors in different tags bracket, throwing spoken in a toxic way. Hold on one second, they don't want you to elevate. This type of stuff actually happens. I didn't have to worship the devil at the end of it because God truly love doesn't like ugly. No, it's a trait on me. God don't like ugly, dumbass. It's a trait on me. Always be yourself with no message. I'm far from hater. Entertainment purposes only. My content is not for everyone. I would not hurt myself regardless to what man or woman or child is threatening my life right now. And I say that respectfully. Or regardless to who's trying to pay me out to be somebody I'm not. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will hack your devices, your accounts, your emails. They will even invade your privacy at the end of the day to monitor your every move, to project spoke on you, or even project spoke on your doorstep, or from point A to Z. They will try to project fear in you because they don't want you to elevate and prosper in life. You know, no mother or father or family member should lose a child due to someone's lack of self-control or due to someone's jealousy, envy, or insecurity at the end of the day. No mother or father is deserving of that. And no mother or father is deserving of someone having lack of self-control because they want to strip somebody's baby out of their arms. Because someone was a protector, someone knew how to provide, someone knew at the end of the day, regardless if they came from poverty, pain or not, they saw their child, they prayed for their child, they love their child, good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. You know, my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. Always be yourself, no intentions. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's controlling the narrative, having me shadow banned, or who's gang stalking me, trying to project fear in my life at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully, because when it comes to gang stalking, they would try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, or even project a hate crime towards you. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. They said your voice doesn't matter, but God intuition is different. Loving yourself because you truly got potential. We all don't pray the same, but I'm far from hating. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and the same purpose only. Naya, the trade on me, god darn it. You ever been mind, you been with the mind, you been your homegirl, homeboy, cool, you in the case of me, they start dating someone new. Naya, the trade on me. They start dating somebody new at the end of the day. They having a crisis. Can you come over here? I need somebody to talk to. Ain't nobody gonna understand but your gay ass. Ah! First of all, don't use me when it's convenient for you to goddamn use me, goddamn it. Here's the trade on. What's wrong with you, dummy? And the trade of me, so your dumb ass still go over there to be comforted and they, be someone therapist, be their friend, family, whatever case may be. And the trade of me, this fool starts to tell you, I don't know how you do it. What you mean how I do what, goddammit? I just found out the person I just started talking to, they was on the DL. Oh, wait, hold on. You trying to play my face, dummy? And the trade of me, this fool starts to practice a preacher, then they know I'm not trying to say that, but I thought you would understand. Don't play my face. Here's the trade on me. I was coming over here to give you a hug, emotional support, whatever. You try to be real funny at the end of the day. I need a friend. I need some family right now. I don't know how I'm supposed to hold this conversation down with you right now, but it's not making sense to maintain. Hold on one second. How are we supposed to be on the same page, but you trying to play my face at the same time? What are you trying to say about me, dummy? I have the trade on me. This fool starts to express. Listen, just listen. Just hear me out. I exchanged numbers with somebody, whatever the case may be. We went on a couple of dates. They seemed so nice. But they saved me on my thought process. Oh, boogie. Damn. What happened? Infiltrate over me. This fool decided to say, I took a sick day or whatever the case may be, decided not to go to work. I went to go get my goddamn prescription or whatever the case may be. This fool decides to say, you know what, let me go left instead of going right. You should have went left, dummy. You wouldn't have saw nothing at the end of the day, but I'm glad you did. To know at the end of the day, everybody ain't for you. No, it's the trade it off of me. Growth. Only you have to hold on one second. This fool says, I saw my new bae in somebody else's face, but it wasn't a woman. Ooh, tell me more. It's the trade it off of me. When you're trying to be serious and they after someone just try to play in your face and do subliminals, what the case may be. Like, I can't take you as serious. You trying to take me serious today because at the end of the day, so you mean to tell me if I express myself to you, you overlooking me. No. It's the trade it off of me, goddammit. It's the same purpose only. You ever been within mind your business? When you was a kid or whatever the case may be. No other change on me, this goes for men and women. You put a name in your goddamn book when it comes to your journey. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. You ever realize at the end of the day that you wasn't on the same page when it came to your guardian? You ever realize at the end of the day you only had to call your guardian job for emergency purposes only? Listen! Help me! No, the train over me. They get home rushing or whatever the case be. What the hell wrong with your stupid ass? You made me get off. I gotta leave work early just for your stupid ass. What happened? You ever got in trouble for in pain? Like, you ever got in trouble for being in pain because you did it to yourself and only hold on 1 second, they wasn't on the same page? Yo, stupid ass. It betrayed over me. You wanted to be goddamn grown, your dumb ass. When it come to nair and shaving and stuff like that, it's not supposed to be part of your vocabulary when you a certain age or whatever the case may be. This fool decided to say, what did you use? You try to hide shit or whatever the case may be. Try to clean up the goddamn evidence, but you like, I need to go to the hospital. That's all you've been screaming from the time they got in the goddamn house. They say, you know what, I'm about to get in the shower and only wait to hold on 1 second. You forgot to remove the evidence. That's the train of thought for me. Ooh. You ever got in trouble for telling somebody you need help? That's the train of thought for me. This fool going to say, hold on 1 second. So this is the problem, huh? You had the goddamn nair on a little bit too goddamn long than it was supposed to be. First of all, why are you even using my products at the end of the day? This is for adults. You're a child. Stay in a goddamn child's space. I should whoop your ass. Why would you want to hurt me? I'm already hurt at the end of the day, dummy. And the train told me. This fool started to reevaluate their train of thought at the end of the day. They said, bring your ass over here, get in the shower at the end of the day. Wash your ass one more good time. It's the trade on me. I did. It's the trade on me. You ever saw a parent try to take you serious at the end of the day? But they just couldn't keep their composure because they was doing this. Let me tell you what this dumbass done did. You calling everybody in the family, telling my goddamn business. You damn right, you stupid son of a heifer. It's a trade over me. I was just trying to figure out the weather. It's the trait of me. You know, my content, everybody that's okay. Know what the trait of me? Always be yourself with no business. And I say that respectfully. I was on the pace when it come to God. Relating to tools they couldn't relate to actually see. You know, faith is different, emotionally available. You know that intelligence is different when God was really holding it down when it comes to control. You know, the devil try to make you frown, but God was really fixing your crown. You know, they would never understand being authentic. You was far from a hate at the end and you gained ops all because you understood your right from left because God was really showing you guidance. They would never understand that. Hold on one second. I was never in competition with a hate that couldn't stay in a lane. Hold on one second. I understood that. Hold on one second. I understood. What's up, butterfly? Being authentic, far from hate, far from fake. I ain't have hate in my vein. They would never understand how you truly elevate. Now that's the truth of it. You know when God is going to certain tools within you? It was never competition when you understand your vision. Why would I want to give up on myself because you didn't believe my potential? Hold on one second, you really need a tissue. How certain folks try to kick you down. They try to control the narratives because they want to make you feel like, hold on one second, balance wasn't within your conscience. The end of the day, they wanted you to be a crash out, but God was showing you the way. God revealed the devil alone, the enemy in different toxic ways. It'd be the train of thought for me when they didn't understand that. Hold on one second, it didn't matter if I came from poverty and pain. No, it's the truth of you. That chapter is different. Loving yourself, the better yourself, never dim your light. Loving yourself, better yourself, never dim your light. Don't dim your light, neighbor. Don't dim your light, neighbor. You know, the walls was real thin that day. Didn't matter tags back, and let alone the zip code, let alone the county at the end of the day. How chicks and dudes were stereotyping you. Hold on one second, the biggest bully was right in front of your face in 6th grade at the end of the day. Let's talk about elementary school going into adulthood. They would never understand the strength that God endured within you when God allowed you to see how to tie your shoes. Hold on one second, that lake vintage hits different. When God was really showing you the sun at the end of the day, you truly had potential. When it came to the end of the tunnel, hold on one second, a vision to come relate to, going with it, being authentic. They try to mess up your flow at the end of the day. Hold on one second, actually blossoming, butterfly, because you knew how to hold your own way. You know, the devil, little enemy, they come in all different disguises. They try to humiliate you all because you understood you had confidence. A dream come true. They would never understand how you chose you. You know, self-control. They wanted you to abuse you. They wanted to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. They wanted to paint you out to be the villain at the end of their story. Did it matter? They sags breaker how chicks and dudes would act like they know you at the end. They just to control the narrative, all because you wasn't seeking revenge. Besides being a truth teller, you know, it was more so like 3 in a row, but they didn't understand connection when it comes to God's fault. It's different. How you was truly the miracle when certain folks didn't know how to love you, respect you, protect you. Yeah, you probably had mommy and daddy issues from a child point of view, but that strength is different when God shows you your point of view that you're worthy of loving you. You know, because when God sends all the right people into your life, those tools is different. How truly people could truly respect you. Even when you get lost in your words, who would have knew you wasn't having an identity crisis when he said that you was having a mental crisis? Because they was plotting against you to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. They wanted to paint you out to be the narrative at the end of the day, all because you understood that I love me. You know, loving yourself, facing your reality, looking in the mirror. You probably didn't have your biggest cheerleader rooting you on like your moms and your pops, but who would have knew that God was really showing you God loves you? I don't make sense to the average person, but being authentic, that ain't just different. I would never hurt myself regardless of what man or woman is throwing in my life right now. It's currently November 18th, 2025, and it's currently 10:30 p.m. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one, regardless to what man or woman is hacking my device accounts and emails or monitor my every move or invading my space. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself when someone tries to dim your light. I do not live in fear regardless to what man or woman or child is threatening my life. And I say that respectfully. I was never part of someone's one-sided contract. And I say that respectfully. How individuals will make money off you and they say that you're mentally unstable because they're trying to steal the floor that told on 1 second being authentic. You didn't have to try hard. They watching your every move. They got so much to say when it comes to the hate group. You know, when it comes to text messages, emails, the end of the day, they trying to dim your light when it comes to your vocabulary because God's allowing you to eat. The energy is different. You know, they don't want you to be in the mindset of elevating. But when God give you the proper nourishment, the proper tools to love yourself, they would never understand God's point of view. Hold on 1 second. I got your back. You know, because God works in mysterious ways. We all pray the same, but I'm far from a hater, even on my rainy day. Always be yourself with no misintentions. My content is not for everyone. Regardless to who is in control in the background, has me shadow banned, or who's gang stalking me, or who's threatening my life, man, woman, or elderly, or a child in the day. I would never hurt myself. I'm far from a crash out. Always be yourself when someone doesn't see potential within you. Always be yourself with no misintentions, and never allow someone to dim you like for being a truth teller when you don't run from your past. When it has to take over 10, 20, 30, 40 people to go up against you, only one person. Don't dim your light. Someone to know how to love you, respect you, protect you. When the right people walk into your life, they see you. Your voice does matter. You are worthy. My content is not for everyone. No, that change on me, goddarn it. Always be yourself with no misintentions. You've been minding your business, minding your business. No, that's the trade on me. Who dumbass did this shit? Entertainment purpose only. You decide to go to a tarot read or whatever the case may be. No, it's a train of thought for me. And decide to say, you know what? I want to know what my love life looks like today. And the train thought for me. You want to see if someone crushing on you when it comes to your tools, your vision, do they see me? Do they hear me? Only to realize the hold on 1 second. You'd be surprised at the end of the day. Someone could truly mislead you when it comes to their own pain. How someone could see potential within you, actually could root for you at the end of the day, but that person got hidden motives, taking your money in a toxic way. They don't care about your couple of dollars, but they were quick to sneak you at the end of the day, feed into your mental health only to rust the hold on 1 second. They don't want your growth to be on the same page. They would sit there and dibble dabble with your mental health, telling you that someone's in another relationship at the end of the day, let alone a hoe. Now, the trade on me. How this happened? How we get this far? You ever went to a tarot reader, whatever case may be, and you was crushing on somebody, and you wanted to know if your crush was crushing on you too, and only to find out at the end of the day, they was. No other trade on me, but your ass is a little bit scary. It's the trade on me. Because you don't find out that your crush is into spirituality too, a little bit more than you, because you too new to this. No other trade on me. Or you may be just waking up. And the trade on me. Only to realize you didn't want someone to read your card within reading your card to say, you know what? Damn, that motherfucker good. Your mask fell off. No, the trade told me they was more even better than the damn tarot reader at the end of the day. It's the trade told me because you was actually dealing with a comic. Only if you knew. Anybody could pick up some goddamn cards nowadays. Nah, for real. You'd be so surprised who be gang stalking innocent people. Folks be talking about someone got lack of self-control when it came to someone speaking real. Being authentic. They quick in the background at the end of the day saying that someone stole their flow. But hold on 1 second. That was God's grace at the end of the day. Someone truly showed you they was truly being authentic. They didn't have to wear a mask. But that tarot reader wanted to line somebody up. It's like about their free will. How they had a whole community try to dim somebody's life. They wanted to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, financially. They knew everybody's whereabouts when it came to that. Hold on 1 second. That innocent person. Imagine you being an innocent person only for someone to hack your devices, only rush your attention span, actually work having knowledge. Because knowledge was power. The biggest bully in the room at the end of the day was the devil, the only enemy tried to antagonize you. They said that you was mentally unstable, but you didn't have to be a crash out. How folks wanted to take control of the narrative at the end of the day. Throwing spoke and intoxicating, invading your space, monitoring your every move, because they said at the end of the day that you didn't have the comprehension skill to love yourself, to understand balance is different. Hold on 1 second, we was on the same page. When they really needed the tissue to actually love themselves, to actually heal, to go within, understand and stay in their lane, to understand their own reflection and better themselves. They didn't want you to elevate when it come to prospering. They didn't want you to see faith at the end of the day, but God truly showed you your intuition. It was never competition, let alone a hesitation. When God truly showed you love unconditional. You whole ain't gotta pray the same, but I knew I respect my neighbor. Always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. Always be yourself. I'm healing from a hate crime. I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman or elderly or child is threatening my life right now. Today is currently November 18, 2005. Gang stalking is real. You don't have to know somebody for someone to invade your household or to monitor your every move or pay people to project fear in you. And I say that respectfully. Or to project spell work on folks that's trying to love you or show up for you, whatever the case may be. Individuals will pay people from your past or pay people that's addicts, sex workers, that single mother, that single father, or someone that's dealing with life crisis at the end of the day that doesn't understand that it's not the norm until someone do them wrong to do the same thing at the end of the day. How folks will dibble and dab with your food trying to poison you, try to pay each other to be mentally unstable, all because they was trying to confuse you. Speaking real at the end of the day, didn't have to run from your past because someone had malicious intentions because they didn't want you to understand self-love can truly last. How this type of stuff actually happens. How individuals watch you for months and years at a time, only to try to ruin your reputation. But never allow someone to project fear in you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. Now, ever try to throw me, god darn it. You watch me disturb your own goddamn peace. Like, I never understood this. People pick and choose who they want to bully to cause chaos and confusion in their life at the end of the day, all because you came across a truth teller at the end of the day. Damn, you dibbled and dabbled with water that you couldn't relate to. Hold on one second, your own confidence. When it comes to your comfort zone, stay in your lane. That water wasn't for you when it came to hold on one second, adjusting your own pain to realize to hold on one second. You actually really need a tissue to understand your tears. Hold on one second, because someone understood their rainy days that bothered your mental health because they understood growth is different, maturing, acting a body weight that bothered your mental because you still out here acting your shoe size, didn't matter your culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. We all don't operate the same when it comes to having hate in our vein. No, ever trade though for me. No. When it comes to my creativity, regardless to what woman or a man is trying to blackmail me or elderly is trying to blackmail me, I work alone. And I say that respectfully. I never gave nobody permission to put me part of their script, part of their theme, or part of their narrative at the end of the day. That's trying to bring harm towards me. And I say that respectfully. Like, when you speak like this at the end of the day, when you're a truth teller, they're quick to say that you're mentally unstable, that you're slow, stupid, and retarded. How they project spell work on you, and they try to cause this disruption in your life at the end of the day. You don't have to know your neighbor in any tax bracket for them to project spell work towards you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Regardless if a man didn't have his mother and father to show him the proper tools. Regardless, that woman didn't have that man or woman to show her the proper tools of unconditional love or the emotional support or the support that they needed in their certain journey at the end of the day. Everybody's not a hater, and I say that respectfully. It's a sin of thought for me. It's a mother and father that prays for their child, not against their child, because they wasn't doing it for likes, views, or clout, or fame. They want their child to go from point A to Z safely. Not for someone to project spell work on a child, or for someone to send an evil eye, or let alone project a hate crime towards a child to rob them mentally, spiritually, or financially. Everybody's not the same, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. How individuals hack my devices, my accounts, my emails. I can't even change my own password without someone trying to duplicate it at the end of the day because they clone my devices. They clone certain things at the end of the day when it comes to certain individuals. I ain't got to put a name in somebody's book for someone to feel insecure, for someone to feel guilty as to what they did to me. How when someone threatened my life at the end of the day, they tried to pay me out to be mentally unstable because they wanted to control the narrative. How they said you're going to be shadow banned because of the fact that you keep speaking truth. You keep showing up for yourself. We keep sending spoke to you. Why you don't dim your light? We poisoned you how many times? We manipulate you. We humiliate you so many times. Why do you keep showing up? When it comes to gang stalking, I'm not the only one. But it's somebody that's watching me right now that experienced it. And your voice does matter. And my content is not for everybody. It's somebody that dealt with a hate crime, that dealt with domestic violence, that dealt with a mother and father not showing up for them. They never heard I love you. They never had the proper protection at the end of the day. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I don't live in fear regardless to who threatens my life. I walk these streets alone. And I would never hurt myself or my peers around me, regardless if they're elderly or not. And I say that respectfully. Individuals threaten that they're going to make me homeless. Individuals threaten that they're going to rob me mentally, spiritually, financially. They're plotting against me. It took over 10, 20, 30, 40 people to go up against me. And all I had to do is be myself. I didn't have malicious intentions towards nobody. People pick and choose who they want to bully until it's your household. The same narrative that you're projecting on someone at the end of the day. Right? And especially if you got a child. You wouldn't want someone to project it on your baby at the end of the day. Because the same people that you're rooting for in that group text message and that group meeting every night or whatever the case may be, every early morning, during the day or whatever the case may be, how to plot to kick somebody down, to project spark on somebody, that same energy, if they projecting on that innocent person that didn't have to do nothing to you or them, they could project that same energy towards you too. It's a train of thought for me. I'm far from a hater in regards to your tax bracket neighbor. I would never hurt myself regards to who has me shadow banned or who controls the behind the scenes and trying to blackmail me as if I'm mentally unstable. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, individuals will try to use your documentations against you to get you locked or put you in a sideboard. And then when you speak about certain things, because people pick and choose who can talk about spirituality, they pick and choose who can talk about God, the devil, you know, narcotics, violence, hate crime, discrimination. They pick and choose who can talk about these certain topics at the end of the day. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. I love to talk about love.
Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right words only for you.
You know, that energy hits different when someone bought you the mental health game at the end of the day, but they didn't have to play with your mental health. When they come to hold on 1 second, someone shortchanging you. I may not make sense to the average person, but game hits different at the end of the day. Being on the same page with somebody, the dice actually roll when it came to I love you. You know, someone being faithful to you, protecting your heart, bringing peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just because moments. You understood how that dice was rolling. You almost gave one a love department only to rust the hold on 1 second. You understood your conscience. Motivation is different when it comes to maturing. You know, someone didn't have to dim your light, have a hand problem to do you wrong. You know, when someone sees you, hears you, respects you, that energy is different. They didn't have to play mind manipulation games to get your time and day, but they was rolling the dice when it came to God's love. That energy is different. You know, they didn't matter they tax bracket. Someone praying for you. Now they didn't have to play with sport to get your time and day. Even when you get lost in your words, who would have knew true love wasn't complicated? Even on your rainy day, that energy is different. Even when your past try to spin the block, they got so much to say at the end day, but God's protecting your health. When it come to hold on 1 second, growth is different. When God opens certain doors in your life, you didn't have to pretend because you wasn't running from your past. That energy is different. Motivation. You know, someone sees you, hears you, respects you. Someone wasn't trying to dim your light. It wasn't competition at the end of the day when someone truly showed you balance.
Someone loves you, not to dim your light. Someone loves you, not to dim your light. Love is real, love is one of a kind, but the right one truly for you.
Not only did you choose you, but you allowed yourself to heal those open wounds that was holding you back. Only as this chapter hits different when it comes to your testimony. Someone's trying to confuse you. You allowed yourself to love you. You allowed yourself to pour into yourself to become your own worst enemy. Who would have knew someone truly be praying for you, not against you? Someone emotionally available. Who would have knew? Wow. Faith, loyalty, respect, genuine kind. Someone's trying to switch up on you even on your rainy day. Even when God was truly allowing you to see why God was truly shining the light on you. That ain't just different. Someone was your biggest cheerleader up close in person behind closed doors. That remedy is different. Someone sees you, hears you, respects you. True love is not complicated. You gained the love, a best friend, a business partner. Everybody's book of life ain't the same. That was truly your crush in the most healthiest way every day. I was on the same page. Someone sees you, hears you, respects you. You know, when the outside world throwing spoke right to left, let alone send you the evil lie, who would have knew that God allowed you to see that you was truly a gift of blessings in someone's life? When God gave someone access to your heart at the end of the day, they didn't have to fumble, you're going to pretend to actually meet you halfway. Wow. True love is real. Only rest the hold on 1 second, divine timing actually hits different. Someone sweet pouring into you, and y'all both was on the same page, emotionally available. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman is threatening my life. Today is currently November 18th, 2005, and it's currently 10:45 p.m. I would never hurt myself when I say it respectfully. I may be whack and corny to the average person, but that's okay because my content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with no less intentions. You matter and you are worthy. Never allow someone to project fear in you and allow you to feel like your voice does not matter. Because when God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They act any body weight and they shoe size. The energy is different. No, it's the trait though. They far from haters. They actually room for you to become your best self, version of yourself. And they don't gotta dibble and dabble with spoke. And I say respectfully, my content is not for everyone. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. It was more so God timing his different. You know, they would never understand you was far from having the attitude. When folks had to group up to go up against you, you know that energy is different when you truly know how to pour into you. You know, even days when you may have been on an empty stomach, they would never understand consciousness is different when it comes to motivation. They can truly last the end of the day. They wanted you to be in the mindset of being low vibrational, so they got to throw different tasks. The end of the day, try to dim you, like discourage you, send this person, send that person to scare you off, or because you wanted to elevate and prosper in life. You wasn't running from your past when they try to do you wrong. God was fixing your crown, allow you to see elevation is different when God gave you direction. When it comes to hold on 1 second, God's flow is different. God split the block for all the right reasons. God heard your tears, let alone the pain. At the end of the day, God was sweet, showing you why God was sweet, participating. God was sweet, protecting your mental health when it comes to hold on 1 second. You're mad and you're worthy. Always be yourself. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will hack your devices, invade your space, have you under surveillance. They will even see that what you're doing on activities on your phone at the end of the day. They will hack your accounts, your devices. They will monitor your mail. They will act like you got your mail when you never got your mail. They will monitor your packages. They will even take your packages and act like you got it at the end of the day. They will even project spoke towards individuals that's trying to respect you or love you. They will even dibble and dab with your past and your reality today, just to try to humiliate you. But when you don't run from your past, that growth is different. Never dim your light, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless of what next door neighbor, any tax bracket, is projecting spoke towards me or is sending me the evil eye at the end of the day. An individual at the end of the day that may not be in your life right now will want to know how you moving right from left, and will have somebody monitor your every move to rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially, or even project like hate crime towards you, or even hack your device, your accounts, or even invade your space at the end of the day. How this type of stuff actually happens. But folks keep saying that they're at peace with themselves. When you walked away for all the right reasons because God said that they're not supposed to be part of your journey. You never had malicious intentions toward this individual. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding day. But someone wanted to ruin your life, let alone ruin your reputation, because they didn't want you to prosper in life. Never allow someone to dim your light that's trying to have attachment still to your life at the end of the day when they're not even in your life. An individual will act like they know you or had a conversation with you just to try to control the narrative when they never had a conversation with you a day in their life. Just to try to rob you mentally, spiritually, and financially, even project spoke towards you. Even hack your device, your accounts, and even monitor your door. From your household, from the time that you leave out your household to the time that you come back in. So they can have people invade your space. How this type of stuff actually happens when it comes to your neighbor in different tax brackets. Because someone doesn't want you to prosper. Someone wants you to be in a mindset of being a crash out. Someone wants to be in a mindset at the end of the day. They want to control the narrative as to how they already paint you out to be at the end of the day. Somebody that's not worthy. Someone that has lack of self-control. Someone that's crazy, mentally unstable. How this type of stuff actually happens. But you are worthy of the right people walking into your life, regardless of what community, what culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. And I say it respectfully, you are in. Or regardless to who comes into your life, that actually sees you, hears you, respects you, that does not project spoke towards you, that's not sending you the evil light at the end of the day. How individuals would take your kindness for weakness and then say that you're the problem because you spoke up for yourself, because they threatened your life that nobody will ever believe you. How they plot against you at the end of the day to project spoke on you. How they plot against you at the end of the day to poison you. And then when you speak up for yourself, they can't wait to say, you know, you're mentally unstable, or they can't wait to paint a theme or set you up or whatever case it be to say, you know what, no, that wasn't that. How this type of stuff actually happens when it comes to gang stalking. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with no incentives. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. I love to talk about love. Always be yourself, no intentions.
Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you.
What's up, butterfly? You know, you was fly. Always been fly. Nothing new to your vocabulary, but you have folks that lied. You have folks that couldn't meet you halfway when it came to communication. Only was to hold on 1 second, a vision that you always prayed for. Someone love you, not to pretend. You know, someone didn't have to dibble and dabble in your pockets, but meet you halfway. Who would have knew of a reflection allow you to go within? You know, you wasn't running from your past when you understood your intuition. Yeah, they fumbled you on your rainy day, even days when you couldn't see. But who would have knew that someone could see you, not to project fake love, but truly be real with you? You know, protect your heart Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. You know, that pace is different when someone actually met you halfway to be emotionally available. Someone's trying to have their cake and eat it too when they actually said, I love you. You know, it wasn't just about I love you, because actions spoke loud in words. Someone wasn't trying to dim your light on fix. Someone wasn't trying to dim your light because they knew how to fix your crown. Even days when you couldn't see. That energy is different. You came to love a best friend, a business partner, your biggest cheerleader that was not trying to mislead you with pain. Even days when you got lost in your words, they didn't have a hand problem. You came to best friend, who would have knew? Pouring into the same cup, y'all old. Pouring into the same cup. Y'all both was on the same page, saying I knew this day would come. But who would have knew would have been this chapter when it come to your testimony? God allowed you to see why fruit was truly being bared at the end of the day. And what a testimony. You know, someone didn't have to fake when they said, God allowed me to get access to your heart in the most healthiest way. Someone praying for you, actually paying attention in the most healthiest way. They wasn't trying to ruin your reputation. They actually knew how to respect you. Y'all didn't pray the same, but who would have knew that elevation is different when someone didn't have to lose control? Because God had control of the will. He was on divine's time, and that energy is different. God actually holding it down. Even when folks was trying to dim your life to see you down. You know, the outside world seeing you spoken in a toxic way. Certain folks ain't gonna understand your love language. That hold on 1 second, opposite track actually means something today. Who would have knew? New conversation, new love. Almost gave one a love department, but maturity is different. God allowed open doors. God allowed certain doors to open for all the right reasons, even when you got lost in your words because you were so surprised at the end of the day. I almost lost me in a couple of chapters. God allowed me to see balance is different. Understand that, hold on 1 second, I am worthy. You know, when God pours into you, they would never understand. That ain't just different when God was showing you when the enemy tried to make you disappear. You know, the enemy didn't want you to elevate. The devil didn't want you to grow. But who would have knew that God had a better flow? You know, because God would actually step up for you every step of the way. You may not pray the same as the average person. You almost lost faith at the end of the day, but God was really showing you like that you didn't have to pretend to go within. Because God was really showing you that you was the miracle, regardless of that. I love you, respect you, protect you. That ain't just different. An angel walked into your life when you least expected. Regardless if you came from poverty and pain, who would have knew that the love of your life brought you balance and may have malicious intentions? I may not make sense to the average person, but my content is not for everybody. Today is currently November 18th, 2005, and it's currently 10:54 p.m. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's gang stalking me, or who's trying to project spoiler towards me, or who's sending me an evil lie, and I say it respectfully. It's men and women and elderly adults at the end of the day. That's threatening my life, and I would never hurt myself, and I say it respectfully. Regardless to who's hacking my devices, accounts, or whatever the case may be, or who's behind the scenes controlling things and trying to pay me out to be mentally unstable or trying to pay me out to be a crash out. I would never hurt myself or my peers around me, regardless of how old they are, and I say it respectfully. Always be yourself with intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect.
Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. You are my sunshine. You are a blessing. Never allow the enemy to dim your light. Neighbor, far from here, we all ain't the same. G.O.D. got your back. We all don't pray the same. But you matter, you're worthy. You matter, you're worthy. Never allow someone to dim your light when it comes to your vision. You matter, you're worthy. Another day, one day at a time. Don't give up on yourself. Elevate. Gotta go. Stop the violence. Love yourself. Stop the violence.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. My content is not for everybody. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. I would never hurt myself regardless of who's threatening my life, and I say it respectfully. I never gave nobody permission to make money off of me or to use my creativity as their own or to use my documentations against me at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. And I never gave nobody permission to invade my space. And I say that respectfully. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding day. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes, physical clout, and the fame. Always be yourself when someone says your voice doesn't matter. And especially you don't run from your past. That energy is different. I would never hurt myself. I'm still here from a hate crime that was done to me. I am far from a hater regardless to my tax bracket. Never trade off me. Always be yourself with no intentions.
Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community, stop the violence in the community.
Peace and respect, your neighbors, Lord. You better what on them, you like. Gotta go, never on him, you like. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will act like they know you. They will act like they had a conversation with you. But never allow that to stop you from showing up for yourself at the end of the day. Because when people see you, hate you, respect you, they ain't got malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will act like they had a conversation with you. They talk to you through text messages, email, just to blackmail you against you, or just to benefit and make money off you at the end of the day. To rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially at the end of the day. They would even use certain documentation to blackmail you against you at the end of the day. Because they know people in different tax brackets to try to dim your life at the end of the day. They say that your voice doesn't matter at the end of the day because they want to control the narrative. They will hack your emails, your accounts, your devices. They will even control the screen at the end of the day, regardless of what device you on, just to blackmail you against you, or even try to project fear in you. How this type of stuff actually happens. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself. And I say it respectfully, I'm far from a crash out. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. And when it comes to my creativity, since day one, I always work by myself, regardless to what next door neighbor, any tax bracket is trying to blackmail me or trying to take credit for my creativity. And I say it respectfully. Man, woman, or child. And I say it respectfully. Always be yourself, no intentions. I would never hurt myself regardless to who has me shadow banned. And I say it respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Don't allow someone to make you feel like you're not worthy of choosing yourself when someone threatens your life because they decide to take your kindness or weakness and threaten you that nobody's going to believe you. And they got folks in different tax bracket trying to project fear in you, trying to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, or even plot against you to blackmail you against you at the end of the day. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. I would never hurt myself. I never gave nobody permission to control the background at the end of the day when it comes to my creativity. People will control who and who can't see my content. And I don't live in fear, and I say it respectfully. Always be yourself with no misintentions. This is the part when they said I'm a crash out. But I'm far from that at the end of the day. And I say it respectfully. I'm far from a hater, regardless of your tax bracket. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. You matter, and you are worthy. I gotta go. Always be yourself with no misintentions.
Don't think you're like neighbor, you're far from a hater. Don't let them stop you from growing. You're not worthy.
That was the part they were saying that I wasn't worthy. Get that reggae shit out of here at the end of the day. Nobody want to hear that when it come to your politics. Hold on 1 second, your self-love. Hold on 1 second, you are actually a whacking corny at the end of the day. That's what they were saying. Get that reggae shit out of here. Get your personality out of here. But they sit there and take little bits and pieces of you and try to endure it within them. Only because they was having insecurity problems, even when they couldn't relate to their own self-conscious at the end of the day, being emotionally intelligent. But hold on 1 second. They tried to destiny swipe with you, but it was an epic failure. Because when God restores you every single day, we'll never understand elevation is different. It don't matter what tax bracket I'm in at the end of the day. I would never hurt myself. It don't matter what zip code, county, country, at the end of the day. I would never hurt myself with my peers, and I say that respectfully. Stop the violence. Individuals will have jealousy, envy, animosity towards you. You ain't got done it to somebody at the end of the day. Someone will try to rob you, and then when you speak up for yourself, you're dead ass wrong. It's a train of thought for me. One thing I don't do is run from my past. We ain't the same. Hear the train of I gotta go. Always be yourself. Being authentic is not a crime. It's only going to bother the intuition of someone that, hold on 1 second, is having their own identity crisis. And they try to project spoke on you. When it comes to your finance, they throw beauty magic at the end of the day because they don't want you to look at your own reflection because it bothers their mental when it comes to their own skin. It gives them a creepy crawls, whatever the case may be. Or because you know how to show up for yourself, to love yourself, being authentic. I would never hurt myself when I say it respectfully. I work alone when it comes to my creativity. I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as they own, regardless who has me shadow banned at the end of the day. I'm Naya, genuine love respect, and I never signed up for someone's one-sided ass contract. And I say that respectfully. I work alone, and when it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, and I say that respectfully. I do not worship the devil, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real. They hack your device, your accounts, your emails, even monitor your screens at the end of the day. And when you speak up for yourself, they quickly say that you're mentally unstable. And Peter train of thought for me. I do not live in fear, and I'm far from a hater regardless of your tax bracket, neighbor.